Hi everybody, happy Sunday. I wanted to take advantage of just introducing myself in case you don't know who I personally am, and just share the heart of this particular group that I'm going to be sharing over the next 5 days, starting tomorrow, Monday, March 5th. So my name is Carmen Gonzalez, and the heart and soul of everything that I do is to help women have joy in their season of life, whatever it is that they may be. And I am able to use health and fitness to be able to do so. So a few years back, I was introduced to the idea of coaching, which is very much the reason that I am able to do these types of groups. And through coaching, yes, it was to help with accountability and to better my personal health and fitness journey. But what I gained was relationships, and I gained support, and I gained family that I had never had before. And the other thing that I gained was being able to grow personally. And I'm not talking about like the self-growth or self-help or anything like that. I'm talking about genuine growth. I was challenged to read books and to develop business-wise and also personally. And so about, let's say here, I'm trying to think of timeline here. So about 2 years ago, one of the books that I decided to dust off of my shelf was called Dave Ramsey's Complete Guide to Money. I was reading two books. Dave Ramsey's Complete Guide to Money was my business kind of development choice, and then I was reading another book for personal development called Big Girls Do Cry. Dave Ramsey's Complete Guide to Money was on how to learn to tell your money where to go instead of living in such a way where you're just hopeful that things are going to change over time. And I read through it from start to finish, and it was like through 10 minutes every single day reading through that. And then Big Girls Do Cry was on forgiveness, and that's definitely something that I struggle with because of just various relationships and whatnot. I think we all can say that we struggle with forgiveness in various parts of our lives. And in August of 2000, we're in 18, so August of 2016, we were faced with, my husband and I were faced with some really, really tough financial realities. And there was a need for us to really be on the same page. And there was some brokenness between the two of us, and a definite need for change. And it was our marital rock bottom. And so I was reading a book on forgiveness, and I was also reading the book on finances. And so after, we spent a few days, just crying and really facing our reality and, the need to restore our marriage and the hardships that we were having. One of the things I shared with my husband was, well, our issue is finances. So why don't we needed counseling. That was beyond, like, no way of denying that we needed counseling. My husband is in school full time and he works full time. And so the reality of us trying to meet like in our church to go for counseling or something like that was going to be near to impossible. Trying to figure out, the mentor's schedule, our own schedule, plus his work, and, having to do homework, then us having to meet for it. So I said, well, our issue is finances. So why don't we have the Dave Ramsey, I had the book and I had the audios. And so I said, well, our issue is finances. This guy, talks a lot about all these great ways to handle money. Why don't we try doing that? And my husband said, okay, deal. So we agreed to meet once a week in our bedroom. We played that audio back on that TV there. I encourage for anybody who's buying it to buy the DVD so you could actually see him rather than just listening to him. But we went back and forth between like a Thursday evening or a Sunday after church, each week, depending on what kind of seemed to work out. And our boys knew that was our date night. That was our counseling night, whatever it is that you wanted to see it. And there were times where they would sit like in our doorway just watching us. And it was just a sweet, sweet moment of time just to really be able to see, and just to see, for them to see mom and dad, instead of bickering and fighting and being at odds with each other, coming together, saying like, yes, there's issues and we're working them out. And it was just such a blessing to be able to see that and go through it. It probably took us about probably three to 4 months to complete the all of the DVDs and come up with a plan. And so November 1st, 2016 was when I finally sat down and looked at where we were at financially. I don't have that piece of paper on me, but I do promise to be able to share that. And it was over $34,000 of debt from a time that we were at zero, and no savings from a time when we had 15,000 in savings. So it was a very, very hard reality for us to face. And there's so much that goes into that, which I will be sharing. But I will say today, something that my husband and I have been discussing through us taking this course, and then also, of course, through me having personal accountability every single day, as well as my husband. We each have our own personal accountability. Mine is through my fellow coach friends and through the type of environment that I surround myself with. And then for my husband, he does have a one-on-one accountability. He meets with somebody weekly to make sure that it's that iron sharpening iron and making sure that we are on the same page. But in about 18 months' time from us applying what was encouraged from the Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, we have paid off close to $24,000 in about 18 months time. $24,000 in about 18 months time. We have not gained any more as far as our finances go. We are bringing in the same income. We have just chose to change the way we handle our finances, and it has changed our life entirely. It has allowed for us to have so much more freedom than we ever imagined having. When you come from a place of we've done that, we've paid off debt, and then we were back in that place again, it's really hard to get out of that, especially that we had paid off debt and we had savings when we had two incomes. And this time we did it with essentially one income. I bring in income. It is more of a supplement than it is to be like the sole provider. Whereas before, I was bringing in an income that really did make a difference in our household. So all to say, that's my story. That's the heart and soul of what I want to go into as much in depth as I possibly can over the next 5 days. I know you're going to have a lot of questions, but right now I want to get to know you. I want to get to know your season of finances. So if you could help me introduce yourself in comments below. Married, single, children, no children, do you work outside of the home? Are you inside of the home? Just let's get to know each other a little bit more. This is going to be a time of intimacy over the next 5 days after today. And then, just let me know, obviously share as much or as little as you'd like, but I definitely want to generate a place of transparency, because I do feel strongly that transparency is freeing, not only for you, but also for the other person. And it helps to just create an environment of trust. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy your time with me, and I hope to get to know you more. And again, in comments below, introduce yourself and just share where you're at. What do you want to gain from this particular group? Thank you so, so much. Again, try to do that by the end of today, and then tomorrow I am looking forward to a post, and I will be going live every single day throughout the week for some more details. Thanks.